Bitcoin finds itself in another ranging market. In this video today, guys, we're going to be jumping down into the analysis of BTC, taking a look at what's been going on most recently and what I would expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, why not consider subscribing and staying up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Now, if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, guys, check it out. Linked in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. And it is the first place that we go to notify you of everything that is going on in the crypto space. So keep a finger on the pulse of crypto by joining us down in the Discord server. Now, if you are looking for a little bit more from the crypto space, then why not check out the Patreon services or the YouTube membership services in the description below or via the join button down below. We offer a lot more for our members through Discord, and there's a whole world that opens up when you are a member. So check that out if that's of interest to you. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to spend some time taking a look at smart money concepts, which is the chart that you see here in front of us, and also Elliott Way Theory, and see what's going on. Do we see confirmation of the bias between both of these analysis strategies or types? And we'll be breaking down what I think is likely to happen on both of those scenarios. We'll probably spend a little bit of time maybe just reviewing the macro view as well. So let's go ahead and start things off with the Elliott Way Theory side of things. Okay, as we were kind of talking about yesterday, we had our expectations that we were going to push up slightly higher. This was towards the 25,405 and 25,672. Now, as I said in that video, we had to move down before we would move up. We saw that right down here. So we saw that this B wave, when I was doing this analysis, was more in this range. We did actually come down just a fraction further, and that would have changed our target. So let's go ahead and just see how that would have played out. We'll just move this over to here. And yeah, we're a little bit short on that target range. You can see how our yellow box area was close to where we should have been heading, needed to come down just a fraction, but we did fall short of that. We actually got rejected from the 786 area and the 882 area on the fibs. So again, just falling short of the target range, nothing terribly too unusual with that. It can happen from time to time when the market gets spooked. Okay, so if that is our three-wave structure to the upside and we had our five-wave structure coming down, it does mean that we are going to be thinking about that next five-wave structure to the downside. Now, this here could be a diagonal. We can't really see it here on our hourly chart, so we're going to have to come down into the 15-minute, and we're going to review what is going on right here. You can see this initial pullback, pushed up, pulled back, pushed up with overlap right in there, and then pulled back down. To me, this looks very clearly like a diagonal structure. It can also be illustrated as a three-wave structure, but it would make that C wave really, really long. So I think essentially the best fit for this is going to be some kind of 1, 2, down here into this three-wave structure here, and then up, and then again down in a three-wave structure. So we end up with this diagonal structure. Now, we do want to just sense check a couple of things, because it is important that we follow the rules of Elliott Way Theory. And it does mean that this is not a regular diagonal by any stretch of the imagination. We don't hit that kind of 1.618 target. So we have to consider what else is this. And you know, it would be rather unusual. So let me think about how best to kind of illustrate this. We'd have to kind of think of this maybe slightly differently. Let's actually park that for a moment, because I can't see exactly what it is just by quickly looking here at the structures. It could be WXYXZ, and it might not be five waves at all, but you know, I think we'll leave it there for now, and we'll see how that kind of plays out. It's a very strange structure for sure. So let's go back up into our hourly. So we know that this is a bit odd on the way that we came down here. It's not very clear right at this moment in time. Now, we obviously did pierce down lower, okay, than this line down here, right? It's 23,976. Okay, because we came down lower than this area right here, we've got a couple of options. Okay, one, we could look at this as maybe a running or expanding flat, and we're still inside a corrective pattern here. Okay, that's option number one. That would basically, if I delete this, show you what that looks like. That would basically be up here as an A wave, down here as a B wave going lower than the origin, and a running flat would end roughly around here, and a C wave under an expanding or irregular flat would go up above the A wave. Okay, we'd end up with this kind of structure here. More like a megaphone pattern. If you don't follow Elliott Way Theory, you probably would have heard of megaphone patterns. Essentially, this is where it expands out gradually like this, kind of like a megaphone. But essentially, it's just an irregular flat correction from an Elliott Way Theory point of view. Now, that's one scenario, right? We can see either a flat correction in here, or alternatively, that diagonal in there that I can't quite place right now, mainly because of the wicks up in this high area here. It might still be in play. Now, the other alternative is this is a much much worse than we fear, and that we're actually in a diagonal, and it's a big diagonal, and we're only really in the wave 1. So for example, we have a wave 1 here, up here is a wave 2, we come down into a wave 3, then we have a wave 4, then we have a wave 5, like this, and it basically is just a diagonal. Now that diagonal in itself could still form a part of our zigzag pattern, but it would be rather unusual. We'd have to see a pretty deep wave 3 to kind of make sure that we hit that 1.618, unless of course we have a contracting or expanding diagonal, but yeah, I'm not sure that's a really good fit for a zigzag pattern, and more in line with a wave 1, wave 5 situation. So it's going to be one of those. There's a lot of things to consider when it comes to Elliott Wave Theory. What I'm trying to do here is kind of give you the information so that you can be prepared for whatever outcome occurs. So if we do pierce up higher than 25,250, right up in this higher range, in fact, it's actually going to be a little bit lower than that. Let me just remove this one. I'm going to adjust this to here, which is actually 25,196.97. Going above this area, we have to consider two things. One, we're either moving up in another corrective pattern, and actually we're just parking it for now. Alternatively, we're in that irregular flat correction. A reversal from where we are could either be that we are basically looking at moving into a wave 3 situation and dropping down deeper. So if we lose the 23,976, I think that's a good opportunity to go short. Likewise, if we pierce up to higher than 25,196, I would also probably be going short. Now, on that note, if you're a trader, then why not check out our link in the description below for BitGet, with some fantastic deals and offers available to new signups with BitGet. At the moment, they're running a cashback offer where you deposit 50 USDT and you'll get $10 USDT. But there's also a whole host of bonuses on rewards all the way up to $8,000 USDT, and that you can get hold of. There's loads of rules and kind of things going on there. All this, the details are in the description down below. Now, if you do sign up with BitGet, you can also take part in our trading competition that we have live down in our Discord server. This is a weekly competition that happens every single week. You can see that there's a countdown timer. Again, links to this are in our Discord server. And at the moment, you can see down here we have our leaderboards. We can see who's winning, who's not, etc. And you can kind of take part. And there's a $100 reward or I guess prize at the end of the competition. It's all automatic, so again, this is something that we are doing with BitGet, so you can take part in this one. Just note that we are funding this. It's not a BitGet funded competition. We're just using BitGet as the platform for the competition, so why not go ahead and sign up with BitGet, take part in this. It's free, completely free to enter. All you need to do is basically trade using BitGet and you'll be in the competition. Now, do go through the sign up process via BitGet. Sign up using our link. Only sign-ups with our link are going to be available to actually be in the trading competition. As I said, this happens every single week, so it resets and then a new competition starts again on Monday. So essentially you get to take part in that using the link in the description below if that's of interest to you. So when it comes to kind of knowing what to do here, I would probably be looking to go short if we pierce up higher, and down here we'll probably have some trading opportunities to go short, but I imagine that we'll have less gains if we were on the lower side than we were on the higher side, okay? And so from a trading point of view, I think we've got some ideas here for what we could expect to happen when it comes to the price action of BTC. We just need to know which way this is going to go. As I say, we're ranging in this little range just here until Bitcoin decides which way it's going to go. We probably should avoid jumping into anything too soon. That being said, that's just an Elliott Way Theory perspective. Let's jump over into the smart money concept side of things. Now, smart money concepts actually gives us a little bit of something different. Straight off the bat here, we do have our change of characterization, which was bullish. We had that yesterday. That has yet to be broken to the downside. We do have equilibrium down here, and this is an area that I think we are likely to gravitate down towards. Now, equilibrium is also on a fair value gap. That's this block right in here. This fair value gap right here also represents an imbalance in the order books. There's one there, and a whole host of others elsewhere. Now, price loves to come down and fill these gaps. Okay, that might take some time. Sometimes it takes a long time to. It's actually one up there as well. Can take months, can take a year, 2 years before these gaps get filled out. Sometimes it takes just moments and it gets filled. Okay, we can't time the market, but we do know that the price is going to love to come back down into these ranges at some point in the future. We also have equilibrium down here. Equilibrium is basically a 50% area area on a fib level between our discount and our premium zones. We have a weak high and a strong low, basically indicating that it is a potential move up higher with our bullish change of characterization and the fact that we're above the equilibrium area. We also have two lines on this graph. We also have our 200 EMA, that's our yellow line, and we have our white line, which is our 50 EMA. At the moment, the 50 EMA is acting as support. So if we were to lose this 50 EMA, then my expectation would be to come down and find support on the 200 EMA, which was so happened to fall in line with equilibrium and our fair value gap. Ultimately, I'm looking for a calling off period here. Now, as I said with Elliott Way Theory, we are looking at that potential zigzag pattern, which would be an ABC, A, B, C, and it happens to fall in line with the equilibrium area, the fair value gap, and the 200 EMA. Okay, so all of that would be very, very good. Now, often what we see here is we have these change of characters, and we do cool off back down towards it, if not sometimes even deeper than the change of character in its first place. So ultimately, this wouldn't be unusual activity from a smart money concepts point of view. Okay, so it's going to be one of those. Keep a close eye on this. At the moment, we're resting on support levels, but if we were to lose those, again, I think going short would be the way that we would want to go. Now, let's take a look at the momentum indicators, right? The momentum, the oscillators down here at the bottom are showing us that we are overbought on the weekly, overbought on the daily. And if I bring this up onto the screen here and take a look at our 20-hour, we're overbought. 16 hours, we're just coming down from the overbought. It's 12 hours, overbought. 8 hours, we should be just out of the overbought. 4 hours, we're oversold. And on the 1 hour, we're overbought. Okay, this is basically telling me that we have a lot of volatility to the downside to be seen yet. We're going to bounce around a bit. Nothing moves in straight lines very often. So we would be looking at this thing as a potential kind of move down, move up, move down, move up, and so forth, probably right into the equilibrium area, which would happen to be around the 22,700 to 23,100. But my expectations are that we do drop down lower overall. Okay, so these are my immediate thoughts on BTC. Expect volatility. We're waiting for a decision from the ranging market as to which direction it is going to go, and we kind of have a plan over both scenarios, right? We just need confirmation that we're going to be moving in that direction so we can get better entry places or be a little bit more confident over the positions that we're in. Ultimately, from a smart money concepts point of view on this hourly chart, things are not looking too bad. I would say that we are in a bullish state on our hourly chart, but we need to see these natural pullbacks and cooling off periods. At the moment, the 50 EMA is acting as support, but I wouldn't expect it to last as support for too long. And a move down towards that 22,000 area, I think, is something that we should be considering. Let's say 22 to 23, sorry, and that equilibrium area. If we do lose the equilibrium as support and we lose the 200 EMA as support, then we will be moving down. And unfortunately, at that point, we are probably going to have a bearish change of characterization occur as we were to come past these areas down here of previous break of structures. So yeah, for the most part, be patient, wait for it to kind of play out, and jump in on the right direction as you see it. Like I said, join us with BitGet, and you'll be able to take part in the fantastic competitions that we're running down in our Discord server, as well as the fantastic bonuses and rewards that they have available to you. If you found this useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And guys, don't forget, join us in Discord. Until the next one, have a fantastic day.